Good morning, everyone. Welcome to New Moon Yoga. Happy Saturday. Happy new moon. I'm so excited to be able to teach this class on a Saturday. And if you've been to any of my classes before, I'm trying something a little different, doing it as a YouTube live instead of doing it on Zoom. The reason for that is that I started my YouTube channel recently, and I just thought it would be a good way to get people on my page. If you aren't subscribed to me, I would appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. You should see there. But I just wanted to introduce myself before we kind of dive into the yoga class. My name is Al. I am a certified yoga teacher. I completed my 200-hour training last year, and I've just been trying to teach yoga as much as I possibly can, which has been a weird endeavor during the pandemic, but it's been a lot of fun. And um, hold on, my mom is texting me for the meeting link. Were you guys able to like find the meeting okay? There's a little chat box if anybody wants to talk to me, but sorry. My mother's very needy. Let's see. How can I find this? All right, sorry for the delay. I wouldn't have stopped this if it was anybody but my mom, but I don't even know where my link is now. Let's see. All right, bear with me. I will start teaching in a minute. Okay. So, back to our regular programming. So our new moon this month is in the sign of Pisces. So this is a very like emotional energy that we're kind of dealing with right now. You know, Pisces is a water sign, so that's just like the epitome of emotions and feelings. And Pisces is also the 12th and final sign of the zodiac. So it's kind of this energy of like closure and rebirth, which I think resonates with a lot of us as we kind of move into this 1 year anniversary of when the pandemic started, and kind of revisiting this time of year that we associate with so many things closing and so many things in our lives kind of being uprooted from what we know. So it's definitely a period where I feel that we can sort of reflect and look inwards on how this last year has played out for us. What sort of things have we learned over the past year? And really focusing on just being with yourself, really like looking inwards, getting in touch with your creativity, your imagination, your spirituality, and realizing that this is sort of a time to celebrate completion. So, looking at this like full year cycle, how can we release anything that is no longer serving us, that has maybe been weighing down on us over this past year? How can we surrender to the circumstances that we're in, and um, make space for sort of a whole new season? After this Pisces season, we're moving into the astrological new year. So it's going to be spring. It's kind of like a time for rebirth and reinventing ourselves. So, what can we do now leading up to that to kind of make space for that, and release anything that's holding us back from creating space in sort of this new season? So, all that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to just take a few minutes in a seated, silent meditation just to settle in, and then I'll come back up here and get the music going again, and we'll start flowing. And I just saw your comment, Laura. I'm glad it was easy to find the link. All right, cool. Well, let's start in a seated position. So you can either sit back on your heels or sit in a cross-legged position. And you can either place your hands on your knees or down by your sides. And we'll just take a couple breaths here. You can close your eyes if you'd like, or just lower them and let them be a little soft. And all together, let's take a breath in through the nose. And open the mouth, sigh it out. Another breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. Go ahead and continue with that long, deep breath. Like I said, we really want to focus on kind of looking inwards today. Taking a look at whatever it is that we can release or surrender to. So just take a moment to notice how you're feeling in the body. If there's anywhere that you are holding on to any tension, maybe we can soften a little bit into that space. And perhaps this is focused a little on sort of our spiritual well-being as well. You can take a moment to just think about how this past year has been for you, how this past cycle has played out, most likely not how you expected. But what lessons has it taught you? Are there any habits that you've picked up or lost track of over this past cycle that maybe you want to kind of release and give yourself an opportunity to start anew as we shift towards a more inventive, creative, fresh start kind of energy? Continuing with your breath, just taking these last few moments here in stillness to commit to being aware and present with yourself throughout this next hour as we find some movement on the mat, creating some space, releasing what we don't need and creating space wherever that was. Take 2 more breaths here. I'll get our music going. One more breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we'll take a big breath in, sweep the arms up and overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. If your eyes are still closed, you're welcome to go ahead and blink them open. Just start to come into awareness, preparing yourself for some movement here. Big breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lower right fingers to the mat, left arm reaches. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, opposite side. With the breath, inhale to reach. And exhale to lengthen. Moving with your own breath. Whatever pace makes sense for you. So you can start off slow. We are going to find a little bit more of a swift pace as we move through this flow. So we're starting to speed it up once you start to find a little warmth in the body. One more time on each side. Next inhale brings you through center. And exhale, plant the hands in front of you and make your way to a tabletop position. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees. And we'll take a couple rounds of cat and cow pose here to warm up the spine. So inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round through the spine, look back to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale to round. Again, moving with the breath. So just moving at your own pace. I'm just gonna check on you guys, make sure everything's still working. Just drop me a note in the chat if anything stops working or like you can't hear me or I don't know, anything crazy. Like I said, this is my first time using YouTube Live, so I just want to make sure it's a good experience for everyone. We're still cat and cowing one more time. Inhale to open. And exhale to round. Inhale brings you to a neutral spine. And big breath out. Go ahead and extend the right leg out behind you and plant the right toes on the mat. Just take a moment here to stretch out the wrists, shifting the weight forward and back. And then come to stillness. We'll hover the right toes off the mat and cross them over the left foot to the outside of the left edge of the mat. Draw the gaze towards the right foot. So we're stretching out all along the right side body, creating some space between the ribs on the right side. And then go ahead and hover those toes back up through center. Bring them back into alignment with your hips and lower the knee back down. We'll take that on the other side. Left leg extends out, toes plant down, and just a couple breaths shifting forward and back, stretching out the wrists and then back of the left leg. Left toes hover and cross over the right foot, planting on the outside of the right edge of the mat. Gaze draws towards the right, look back towards the left heel. Just finding that space here. Go ahead and hover the toes, bring them back through center and lower the knee back down. Step the hands a little bit forward, about one handprint forward. And then we'll curl the toes under, hover the knees off the mat, and shift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. First downward dog here, so we'll take a couple breaths to settle in. Bending into one knee and then the other. You can keep the knees a little bit bent here. Getting lots of length along the spine. Bend into the knees, look forward towards your hands, and start to walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Landing in a forward fold here. Feet can always widen a little farther apart. Give yourself a little more room to release. And shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Just letting go of any tension in the neck here. Take a big breath in and slide the hands up the leg to the shins or tops of the thighs and extend the crown of the head forward. Halfway lift here. With a big breath out, release all the way back to your forward fold. Next breath in, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Reach up, lift the gaze. And exhale, take your hands to heart center, Tadasana. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands come through heart center. Hinge the hips back to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, release. Plant your hands and step the feet back to a plank position. Lower the knees for this first one. Tops of the feet come down. Bend into the elbows all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. So just your head and heart lift a little bit off the mat. And exhale, release. Inhale, press up through all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath in. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look forward to the hands, and walk to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, hands through heart center, hinge to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, release. Plant the hands, step the feet back to your plank. Option to keep the knees lifted or lower them down again. We'll bend into the elbows to lower all the way down onto the belly once more. Tops of the feet can flip down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times with the breath. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, release. 1 more time, maybe opening up a little bit more this time. And release. Inhale, press up through all fours, curl the toes under, and shift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. 1 more sun salutation. Bend into the knees, look forward to the hands, and walk or step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge to your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Plant the hands, set the feet back to plank. Option to lower the knees halfway or all the way down. Breath in takes you to your baby cobra again, or this time you can come all the way to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward dog. Lower the knees down. Take the knees as wide as the mat, toes together, and shift your hips back to a child's pose. We'll just take a couple breaths here. So I just want you guys to know that that pose is always available to you. If you ever need to take a break, if you need a rest, anytime during this practice, you can always come back here to child's pose instead of downward dog. And as we move through some vinyasas, you're always welcome to take any of those options that I went over. So you don't have to do a chaturanga. You can always do the knee down version. You have those options of either baby cobra or upward facing dog. All right, let's come back up through all fours again. Curl the toes under, shift your hips up and back to downward dog. Bend into the knees, look forward to the hands, and walk, or maybe this time hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Mountain pose here. Step your right foot behind your left foot, so crossing it behind. And then go ahead and take your arms up to the sky. Take your right wrist in your left hand and draw it towards the left. Your right wrist in your left hand, draw it towards the left. Sorry if I mixed that up, but I'm mirroring you, so pretend that you are a mirror image of what I'm doing right now. And then bend in the opposite direction. So left wrist comes to right hand. And reach to the opposite side. We're at the top of the mat. So go ahead and uncross the right leg from behind the left. And then draw the right leg in towards your nose. Coming to balance on this left foot here. Take your hands to heart center and start to hinge forward. Extend the right leg behind you. Coming through this warrior 3 shape. And then lower the back foot down. High lunge. Big breath in. Sweep the arms up. And exhale. Fold forward over that front leg. So we're in a runner's lunge with the left foot forward. Step the foot back to your high plank. Bend into the elbows halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward dog or baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look forward to the hands, walk or hop to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breath in here. And a breath out. This time, left leg comes behind the right leg. Arms reach up. And left wrist comes into the right hand. Ooh, this one's really messing me up. Take a side bend. Just trying to start to create some space in the shoulder area. I'm going to do lots of bends in this class today. Just trying to focus on releasing tension and creating more space in the body. Come back through center, opposite side. And then again, we'll start to shift the weight into that front foot, the right foot this time, and draw the left knee in towards the chest. Hands come to heart, and start to hinge forward. Extend the left leg out behind you, warrior 3. Maybe finding a spot to focus on for balance. And then with control, lower the back foot down to your high lunge. Whew. Find your footing if you're losing your balance like me. Inhale, reach up. And with your next big breath out, fold forward to frame the front foot. Plant the hands, step the front foot back to your high plank and take your flow. Exhale, lower, halfway or all the way. Inhale to your baby back bend or big back bend. And exhale to downward dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, take the right knee in towards the nose. Inhale, reach the leg up. Exhale, knee comes towards the nose. This time plants between the hands, runner's lunge. Lower the sole of the back foot down, so we're coming into a warrior 1 shape with the feet. And then with the next breath in, sweep the arms up to your warrior 1. Big breath in. And a breath out. Inhale to reach. Exhale, open up to warrior 2. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. So just check in with your feet. They should be perpendicular to one another. The front toes pointing towards the front edge of the mat, the back toes pointing towards the long edge of the mat, and arms reaching out in either direction. Big breath in to reverse your warrior. And exhale, cartwheel the arms, come back up onto the back toes, return to your runner's lunge. Step the front foot back, and shift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here, and a breath out. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose, plant the foot between the hands, runner's lunge. Set up the back foot for warrior one again. So the sole of the foot comes down, right toes are pointing to the top right corner of the mat. With a big breath in, sweep the arms up to warrior one. Breathe in here and breathe out. Breathe in to reach. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Sorry, I'm facing away from you. Take a couple breaths to settle here. You might widen the stance a little bit. Breath in, reverse your warrior. Find lots of space along that left side body. And exhale, cartwheel the arms forward, runner's lunge. Step the front foot back to your plank and take a flow, halfway or all the way down. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Another breath in. And a breath out. Bend into the knees, look forward to the hands, and walk or hop to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, take your hands to heart. Take a couple breaths to settle here. We're going to do a moon salutation. So if you're at the top of your mat right now, go ahead and come to face the long edge of your mat right at the center. So I kind of stood here a couple times just to demonstrate, but we're actually going to start here this time. And I'm going to try my best to mirror you, but I apologize in advance if I mix up my left and right. All right, with a big breath in, sweep the arms up high. Take the left arm in the right hand and reach over towards your right. Inhale to center. Exhale, opposite side, reach to the left. Inhale through center. As you exhale, widen the stance, so step both feet out just a little bit, bend into the knees, and bring the arms to goalpost arms. Toes might be pointing out a little bit, rather than being parallel to one another. And breathe in your goddess pose for 3, 2, 1. Straighten into the legs just a little and start to rotate both legs towards the right. Inhale, reach up. We're in our high lunge here. Stance might widen a little bit. And exhale, fold forward over the right leg, runner's lunge. Lower the back foot down, so it's like we're setting up for those kind of warrior one legs again. And start to walk the fingertips towards your left. So closer towards the center of the mat. The front toes will come in a little bit. So it's kind of like we're in this big side squat with the fingers reaching forward. You'll start to feel it a lot in that right quad. See if you can stay really strong in your legs here, but release through the upper body. So release the head and neck. Create space along the spine, maybe walking the fingertips a little bit farther forward. And then continue to walk the fingers towards center. Feet come parallel to one another, and we find a yogi squat in center. And as you adjust to that, your toes might come to point out again, just like when we were in our goddess pose. Breathe here. Opening up the hips. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can just come to a seat and sit like this. Or put a block under your hips. All right, now we're gonna kind of do that in reverse, but moving over towards the left side now. So shift your hips back up, widen the feet a little bit, kind of heel toeing them out, and bend deeply into your left knee. Fingers Walk a little bit farther over towards the left. And we'll find that same position, releasing the head and neck, but super strong in our legs here. And continue to walk the hands towards the left edge of the mat, finding your way to a warrior, or not a warrior, a runner's lunge. That's the one. Over the left foot. Big breath in, sweep the arms up, high lunge. Exhale to release. Pivot the feet back to your sort of goddess pose shape. And make your way back to your goddess. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs. Bring your hands to heart. Walk the feet back into center. And breathe here. Notice how you feel. Notice what sensation that flow brought to the body. Just checking on everyone. All right. All right. We're going to do that one more time, but with a couple little variations and moving in the opposite direction this time. Whew. Catching my breath still. Take a big breath in, sweep the arms up. And reach over towards your left. So right wrist and left arm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, step the feet out, bend into the knees, goddess pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to goddess pose. Inhale, come up to stand, reach. Exhale to goddess. Do that 3 more times. As you inhale and reach, see if you can maybe add a little back bend into that. Now lifting the gaze, opening the heart. Exhale to goddess. 1 more time. Inhale to reach. And exhale, goddess pose. Start to pivot the feet towards the left side of your mat. Inhale up to your high lunge. Exhale, fold forward over that leg, runner's lunge. This time, plant down through the right hand. Feel the left arm off the mat, finding a little twist here. Doing an awful job, like brain processing my lefts and rights today. And with a breath out, release. Go ahead and lower that back foot down, again, like we're setting up for our warrior 1. This time, with the breath in, we'll actually come up to our warrior 1. And exhale, open up to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle. And exhale, cartwheel your way all the way to your triangle pose. Left arm comes to the left ankle or anywhere along the left leg, or maybe a block if you have one. Shoulders are stacked on top of one another, opening the heart, creating space along the right side body. And with the strength of your legs, bring yourself back up to stand. Bend into that front knee again. And fold forward, planting your fingertips on the inside of your front foot. We'll again kind of find that strong but releasing pose. So strong through the legs. The front toes might come in a little bit towards the long edge of the mat. And release, folding forward, fingertips inching a little bit out. Finding length through the back. surrendering your upper body down towards the mat while using the strength of your lower body to hold yourself up. And again, we'll continue to walk the fingertips towards center and turn in the back heel a little bit. Heel toe the feet in towards each other until we can come into that deep yogi squat here. So hips lower, hands come to heart, elbows are maybe pressing out to the insides of the thighs. Some space here. And again, we'll move through those in reverse, making our way back over towards the right side. So put your fingertips down on the mat, lift your hips back up towards the sky, heel toe your feet out wide. And start to walk the fingertips over towards your right, while bending more deeply into the right knee. How can we find some surrender while staying strong here? In our lives, how can we harness both strength and surrender at the same time? All right, continue to walk your fingers all the way back over to the inside of the front foot now. So it's your right leg over here, and we'll pivot the back toes. So we're in this runner's lunge shape with the hands on the inside of the feet. Inhale, reach yourself up to a high lunge. Lower the back heel here. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle pose. And exhale, reach forward and open up into triangle again. Shoulders stacked, revolving your heart towards the sky. Come up to stand, bend into the front knee, warrior two. Pivot back on the back toes again, sweep the arms up, high lunge. And exhale, fold forward over that front leg. All right, we'll make our way back to our goddess pose. So heel toeing the feet in towards each other, kind of halfway between your wide legs and your low squat. And arms come to goalpost, arms again. And we'll take that flow 5 times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to goddess. Inhale, reach up, lift the gaze, open the heart. Exhale to goddess. 3 more. Two. Last time. And inhale, reach up. This time with the exhale, take your hands to your heart. Feet come together. Big breath in. Open the mouth, sigh it out. And notice how you feel. We'll make our way back up to the top of our mat. Back to this vertical plane for our last little sequence here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come all the way into your forward fold. Plant the hands, step the feet back to your high plank. And Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee in towards the nose. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right knee in towards the nose. Plant between the hands. Runner's lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, high lunge. And exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, return to warrior two. Inhale, sweep the arms up, come back up onto the back toes. Exhale, lower the hands down by your sides. Interlace the fingers of the low back. If you can't reach here, you can always grab a sock or something between your hands to create a little space. Opening the heart, shining the heart up. And start to hinge forward from the hips. Coming towards a humble warrior shape, so you can pause anywhere along the way, either halfway here or continue to release and surrender your upper body towards the mat. If this doesn't feel good for you, you can always find that same shape we found earlier. Just tension your fingertips down in front of you. So same shape with the legs. Taking a little of the weight out of the legs by tensing your fingertips there. Next breath in, come up to stand, open the heart. Release the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, fold forward over that front leg. Step the front foot back, high plank, and take a flow or meet me in downward dog. So exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. And a breath out. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, left knee to the nose. This time plant the left foot between the hands, runner's lunge. Big breath in, sweep the arms up, high lunge. And exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, sweep the arms up, high lunge. Exhale, take your hands down by your sides. Interlace the fingers or find something to connect the hands. Inhale to open the heart. And exhale, hinge forward. Coming towards a humble warrior, or maybe just releasing the fingers and tensing them down a little bit off the mat. Back heel can come down here. So I know we moved through that high lunge, but you can return to warrior 1 feet if that feels good for you. One more breath here. Strong in the legs, releasing through the upper body. And next breath in, come up to stand, open the heart. Exhale, release your hand. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold forward over the front leg, runner's lunge. Step the front foot back to your plank. And last opportunity for a vinyasa flow. So if you're coming with me, come with me. Otherwise, we'll all meet in child's pose. So bend halfway or all the way. Inhale, open up. And exhale to downward dog. Or just come straight to your child's pose. If you're in downward dog, lower the knees. Maybe take the knees wide, toes together. And walk the hands out. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice how you feel in the body. So take a few breaths here in this sort of ultimate shape of release. Notice how you're feeling. And I'm just gonna, once again, check on everyone. And kind of skip ahead from this aggressive song. It's a little better. What can we release in these last 10-15 minutes of class? What else can we let go of? What else can we surrender to? Feeling strong and empowered from those sequences. So how can we release anything that gets in the way of us embracing that power? Can we come to terms with everything that has been, everything that we have been, and step into a new season of our lives? All right, let's press up through our tabletop position. And from your tabletop position, I'm just going to turn this way so you guys can see a little better. Go ahead and slide the left foot out. Take a few rounds of cat and cow here. So inhale to drop the belly. And exhale, round the spine. Just notice how this maybe feels a little different with a different shape in the legs. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, and exhale, round the spine. Walk the hands back towards your right knee and come all the way up. Balance on right knee and left foot. Let the left hand slide down the left leg. Extend the right arm towards the sky. Big side bend here. Opening up so much space all along the right side of the body. And then take the arms out to a T. Let the right arm lower, left arm rises. And maybe the left arm reaches over the left ear. Long line from the left fingertips to the sole of the left foot. Making that line as long as possible. And come back up through center. Take your hands down in front of you, walk them back out. And slide that leg back underneath you to your tabletop position. Opposite side, right leg slides out. And cat and cow here. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze. And exhale to round. One more inhale to open. And exhale, round. Come back to neutral. Walk the hands back towards the knee. And lift yourself up to balance on knee and foot. Right fingers slide down the right leg. Left arm reaches up high. Revolve the heart towards the sky. So much space to all of those areas between the ribs. As you breathe out, just imagine you're releasing everything that's clogging up those spaces in the body. Come back through center, arms to a T. Left arm lowers, right arm reaches. Maybe the right arm comes over the right ear, reaching the opposite direction of the leg and creating that big long line from fingertip to foot. Notice if the foot's coming off the mat at all. See if you can plant firmly down through that foot. It really kind of helps to lengthen and deepen the stretch. And then we'll come back through center, arms to a T. Plant the hands in front of you, walk them back out to that tabletop shape. And the right foot slides back into center to your tabletop. Go ahead and swing the legs over to one side. We'll come to a seated position. And lower all the way down onto the back. Soles of the feet can stay planted here. Hands plant down on either side of your hips. And pressing firmly into the heels, start to hover the low back off the mat. Coming to a bridge pose to any degree that feels good for you. If you have the space, you might shimmy the shoulder blades towards each other and interlace the fingers. Squeezing the glutes together, strong through the legs for 3. And with a breath out, release back down. Take the soles of the feet as wide as your mat and just let the knees fall from one side to the other. Windshield wiper back and forth. And go ahead and pause. Take the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then extend the legs out long. Arms reach up and overhead. One more little side stretch here. Keep the hips planted exactly where they are. Walk the feet over towards the left side of your mat and the arms over towards the left side of your mat. Hips stay centered. So with the arms and feet both over towards the left, you're creating much more length and much more space all along the right side. So similarly to when we were in that sort of gate pose variation, creating a big, long, but curved line from the right fingertips to the sole of the right foot. It might help to flex the right foot to really feel that foot planted exactly where it is and deepen the stretch. Feet walk back through center, arms reach back through center, and other side. So feet walk over towards the right corner of the mat, hands over towards the top right corner, and hips staying exactly where they are. Lots of length from the left fingers to the sole of the left foot. And when we shift gears into our Shavasana today, just want you to keep in mind this sort of intention that we have of release. So as we inhale, we're really breathing lots of space into these areas of the body. Lots of strength and power when we were moving in our flows. So with that, we want to make sure that with the exhale, we're releasing whatever was there. Really channeling that release into your breath out. And walk hands and feet back through center. And arms can come down by your sides. And And we'll take a few minutes here in our Shavasana. A few final moments to settle into this space, to be with ourselves. And be present with the breath. Finding stillness here. Connecting with your breathing. Coming up on the hour mark of our class here. I know I only left a couple minutes for Shavasana, so if you love a longer Shavasana, don't feel like you have to shift out of it with me. You can always stay here for as long as you'd like. That's the great thing about practicing virtually, is nobody's making you get up and leave the yoga studio. So no pressure to move out of this, but if you are ready to move forward with the rest of your day, then go ahead and start to invite some gentle movements into the fingers and toes. Becoming aware of your breath, aware of your surroundings. You can draw the knees in towards the chest, give yourself a little hug. And let yourself rock over onto one side. Taking a moment to pause in the fetal position, expressing gratitude for yourself, for your practice. And then when you're ready, you can come meet me here in a seated position. Then we'll take one final breath together to close out our practice. So whenever you're ready, take a big breath in as we sweep the arms up high. And with the biggest breath out you've ever taken, release it all and take your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for sharing this time on your mat with me today. The light in me sees, appreciates, and honors the light and love in you. Namaste, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this practice. Just to give my little spiel, if you enjoyed it and you'd like to make a donation to my yoga teaching endeavors, I have my Venmo and my PayPal in the description, but it's not expected or anything. I'm just really doing this to have the opportunity to teach more people. What would mean the most to me is if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. So you should see a little link that says subscribe under the video. If you're on YouTube, I think if you're watching it embedded on Eventbrite, you might need to click into the YouTube page. But please subscribe if you haven't. I post new videos every Monday that are shorter than this, like somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes for the most part. And that's just a way to kind of incorporate yoga into your everyday life. I think doing yoga every single day is a game changer in terms of your self-care and your well-being. So I encourage everybody to try to make at least 5 minutes for it every day, if you can, which you can make 5 minutes every day. Like it's not much, but it does make a big difference just to kind of have that space to be devoted to yourself. So if that's something that you're looking to incorporate into your life more, especially with this new moon, it's a great time to start and sort of get into that habit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please feel free to email me, sign up for my email list on my website too, so that I can send you reminders of when I'm doing other classes. But I appreciate everybody joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy this new moon cycle. I hope that it brings you so much joy, and I hope that you are able to create lots and lots of space for your life as we move towards the springtime and this kind of new beginning in our lives and on a global level. So thank you again, and have a great rest of your day. Mwah!